Hey guys, I know it's been a while since we talked. The last time I posted on my YouTube was in January, but y'all haven't heard anything about like my mortuary school experience, any of that since October. So I figured let's do a get ready with me for work while I talk about some things, catch y'all up on life. So I know I mentioned in October in my video I posted about doing a Q&A, and I did that, and I think I deleted my story after I screenshotted the questions. However, I lost them, of course. So I'm just gonna wing it today. I've already prepped my face. I just took a shower and blow dried my hair and styled it. So my face is prepped. I don't even know if I even care about skin prep, but I'm trying to have a lighter routine, and the first thing I'm gonna do is foundation, and I've been using this like super sheer buildable About Face foundation. I don't even think it's called a foundation. Oh, it's skin focused foundation, but it's like really light and it's buildable. It looks high coverage, but you know, once you spread it out, it kind of thins out. In October, I think on the vlog I left off with, I think I had an interview at the job I currently work at now. So guess what? I got the job. Yay! And I've been working there since then, so it's already been
November, December, January, February, March, April, May.
7 months that I've been working at the funeral home that I work at. I was so nervous going into the interview, and the following Monday I got the email about moving forward with them. I was so excited, and I'm actually very grateful that they accepted me, being in my first term at the time. Now in my third term, so I've learned a lot, and I'm glad I did it as soon as I started school, because boy, there's a lot to learn when it comes to mortuary science and the whole funeral industry itself. I don't like this angle, I don't like the setup, but it is what it is, and we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna stop making excuses to make videos and just go with the flow. But like I said, I'm trying to have a lighter routine going into summer, especially doing funerals outdoors. Yeah, we're gonna have to be outside, you know, burying people, putting them to rest. And I don't want to be all cake face and it's like 110 degrees and my face is melting off. But like, your looks are a huge part of working in the funeral industry, which is something I knew kind of going in, and something I didn't mind considering where I worked at before. If you know, you know. So I don't mind like getting ready. However, today I'm giving myself, like, I literally have an hour to be ready. Another thing that I've had to kind of learn since working in a funeral home and going to school is a dress code. So I went from, again, where I worked at prior, that dress code, to being fully covered, kind of conservative, if you will. So now I'm wearing blazers and slacks and, you know, calf length dresses, and I'm still building my wardrobe for that. So yeah, that's been another fun process, you know, transitioning careers, lifestyles, whatever you want to call it. So this term in school, I'm gonna contour with this Merit contour stick in the color Cyan, I'm not sure. I just recently got this and I love it. I'm not really like, I'm trying to kind of steer away from full coverage makeup, because like I said, it's gonna be hot and I'm gonna be outside a lot this summer. That Merit is such a good brand that's like very skin focused. I hope y'all can hear me. Actually, I don't know. I've been trying to do this YouTuber thing for like years. I've had my camera since 2021, and I kind of found it out going through my pictures the other day. And I'm like, what have I done? Like, what have I showed for? I know I used to vlog a lot more, but I've since then deleted those because they've included people who are not in my life anymore. Look how beautiful and like subtle. still snatched. Let's see, let's talk about school. This term, I have 5 classes. And I know that sounds like a lot. I mean, it is a lot. Like, it's kind of been like a slap in the face compared to the previous 2 terms. I think last term I had 3 classes, and my first term I only had 2 because I had credits that transferred. But this time I have 5. And I have coworkers who are like, oh, that's easy peasy. And when I went to school, because a lot of people, especially in Texas, went to the school that I go to the Dallas Institute of Funeral Services. And they, like, it's easy, that's a piece of cake. When I went to school there, we had 8 classes in 1 term. So it was definitely a more sped up program. I don't like to use the pump on this NARS because it just uses too much. But I'm using the NARS Liquid Foundation in Laguna. So yeah, I have 5 classes. It's kind of a lot. The first week I was like, how do I balance all of this? Because each class has, you know, our set of information we're going over that week. So certain chapters in a book that I need to read for 5 classes. Discussion board posts with like 2 replies along with your reply to like your classmates. These like homework assignments every week, plus quizzes for every single class. So that's like 5 different assignments, quizzes, knowledge to absorb when it comes to like the actual reading assignments, and PowerPoints for your notes. But it's actually fun now. Like I said in my last video, I was like really bored in my first term because we were going over stupid things that it's like common knowledge that people already know. And now I'm finally in like funeral service essentials, microbiology for funeral services, restorative art, intro to social sciences, which is like my psychology class. Why do I feel like it's not reading on the camera? And embalming. I'm in my first embalming class. I haven't done my first embalming yet. I'm actually really nervous. Like, I don't know why. I'm nervous, not that I'm scared of, you know, the bodies and, you know, what's going on, but I'm like nervous to have a visceral reaction, like a bodily reaction, and be embarrassed. Like, I don't want to see something and then, because I'm very sensitive to smell still, so that's something that I've also been like working through. And I've had a few experiences already where it's like, where I've questioned my existence and if I wanted to even do this anymore. But I know God put me here for a reason, and it's to do this, to be a mortician. I haven't done my first embalming yet though. I wish I went into this like with a list of things to talk about, because I kind of don't even know where to start. It's kind of been a lot, you know, learning a whole new way of living, aka like my whole job now, and going to school. Maybe I should try to find the questions. I don't know. I remember one of the questions being like, why I entered this field, and that's always like the first thing people ask me when I tell them like what I do. Like, why? Like, you're so pretty. Why would? What the freak does looks have to do with like my job? Oh, I mean, I guess like it just depends on your job. Like, obviously if you're a model, you're gonna have to look decent or unique at least. But like, what does that even mean? Like, you think because I'm pretty I can't, I don't know, be a mortician? It's just weird. That's like the #1 remark that's always made is like, why are you doing that? Like, it's kind of gross. And I'm like, people like that make me feel some type of way, because there's like so much, there's a bigger picture to the reason why I want to be a mortician. I genuinely feel like for majority of my 20s, I used to go to school for aerospace engineering, and I dropped out during COVID because everything went online, and I'm just not an online person. I filled my eyebrows with a little bit of eyeshadow, and then I'm going in with this Merit brow gel kind of stuff. It's like a tinted brown. It's in dark brown. But yeah, I went I dropped out because I realized it just wasn't for me, and I wasn't gonna pay out of pocket, which is what I was doing, to be online, and I didn't want to do that. I don't know, it just didn't feel like my calling. And so I spent like the last couple of years just kind of working my little regular job that I had. And then one day in August last year, I was like, I know what I need to do. Like, it just hit out of nowhere. It's like, duh, of course. Like, I had thought about being a mortician like years prior, but I'm a firm believer in everything happens on its own time, like for a reason. Like when I wanted to do it, I think after COVID, but even like in my teens, I was always interested in it, in doing mortuary work. And I definitely feel like the fact that I waited made a big difference, because I feel more equipped, like mentally, spiritually. I'm like stronger up here than what I was back then. So it came in good time. Back to the question that I forgot who it was that asked it. And you know what? I think I'm gonna pause the video and go find the screenshots of the questions, because that's kind of shitty of me to say, hey guys, ask me questions, I'm gonna answer them, and it's been like 7 months and I don't do anything. I also just feel like really annoying talking about, I don't know what I do, and I don't even know if it's like something worth talking about or if it's interesting. But the reason why I went to it is because it's a calling. It's something that I know I was put here to do. And since following said calling, my life has improved like around the board. And I knew that quitting my last job, where I made a lot of money compared to what I make now, like I knew it was going to be hard, but like even the struggles that have came with being in mortuary school, I know they're going to pay off, you know. So I went into this knowing like, okay, I need to make a change, I need to do something with my life. So then I initiated the change, and here I am. Okay, so I just went through my phone and I went through every single questions I did in October on my Instagram, like with my archive stories. Can't find it. Went through my screenshots, can't find it. So I'm just gonna keep rambling about work and school. And if y'all ever have any questions, or if you feel like this is something you would be interested in doing, you can always, you know, either comment the questions or reach out to me, because I definitely think it's a field that's becoming more female dominant, as it should, like literally as it should. The essence of what a funeral director is, like it should be a woman. Simple. I guess I should talk about like my job and like my title. I got the job at the funeral home. My official title is funeral director assistant. So I'm pretty much an assistant in whatever the directors need help with, because there's a group of them. So like I work for a corporate funeral home, and I mean, I guess it's the same when you work for a family owned. There's a group of funeral directors, and like all throughout the day they're all doing different funerals or visitations or assignments that they're, you know, directed to doing. So I pretty much am just there to help everybody out. Also, I'm running out of time. I always be ready by 3. It's 2:43. Oh, anyways, yeah, my job is an assistant. It pretty much consists of like helping with flower arrangements. So like when flowers get delivered, I help kind of like set the chapel up for the service, run flowers. So like throughout the day I'll be checking the flower room. I usually don't wear an eye look to work, but I just got the Makeup by Mario Neutrals palette, the second one, not the originals. So yeah, I'm like a flower girl essentially, and I make sure that the water, coffee, which is provided by the funeral home, is stocked the entire service. I direct guests, like if they're visiting, like for the service, whether it's a visitation or a funeral. So today, you're probably wondering why it's 2:45 and I'm getting ready for work. Well, on weekdays, I have class Monday through Thursday. On Mondays and Wednesdays from 9:30 to 3. And then from Tuesdays and Thursdays are a little bit different, but I still get out like after 3. So I can only work in the evenings on the weekdays, and usually those are visitations. So before you have a funeral, they do visitations for friends and family to come see their loved one, like one more time before the actual funeral, you know, before they do the interment or the cremation or whatever is decided to do. And that's why it's so hard to explain like my job to people, because it's not just like set in stone. When I go in every single day, obviously it's for a different reason. Like, so today I'm going to work, I have to be there at 4. However, I can't drive my car, that's a whole different story. But, so I have to be ready a little bit early. So today I'm going in at 4 because I'm doing a visitation. I think the visitation starts at like 5. Usually it's like 5 or 6 and it lasts until 8. So I only work 4 hours on the weekdays after school. Today I didn't go to school because of my car problems. I haven't gone all week. So my job is pretty much being available wherever needed or necessary to help set up and run the funerals. I'm just the director's assistant, and I like it. I really do like my job. I think I got lucky at the location that I work at. I haven't had any like major problems with anybody, which, you know, there's pros and cons to wherever you go, and there's always going to be people you don't like, but I think I get along with everybody for the most part, and it's a good group of people, and I like the directors. It's just a good overall place. I got really lucky because I have classmates who work, you know, for a family-owned funeral home in Dallas, and like they have crazy stories. And I feel like my location is really calm because it's also kind of more expensive, so it's usually like older people who have like their arrangements, their pre-needs made, and when they get old they just kind of like, you know, they have everything ready, set in stone. So it's calm. It's never nothing like traumatic usually, or like young people. We've had a few young ones this week and last week. For the most part, I just chill most of the time. I guess that's like not really a fair description of what I do, because I kind of do anything and everything that they need of me, but like this time of year is pretty slow. So when I worked in December and January, I think it was like November through like February, but especially December, oh my gosh, it was so like, okay, the eyeshadow was giving nothing, but I just feel like it's the lighting and the camera. I think I'm just gonna stop there with my eye makeup, and I need to draw my lips on soon because it's giving. Guys, I have lips, I just have foundation on them. Anyways, yeah, it's not a fair description because during December I'm part-time, so like I'm really only allowed to work like 25 hours max a week, or 29, something like that. 29. During Christmas, I think like every week I was pushing like 45 hours. And the checks were nice, but it was so busy. I'm going in the blush with the Iconic. What is up with the lighting? I just like, maybe it's my bulbs, so like my vanity lights, the way they're registering on the camera. Yeah, during Christmas it was super busy. It's just, this industry is known to be super hectic during the holidays. People just tend to die more like during that time of the year. So we were doing a lot of services and a lot of like holiday stuff as well. I have like this really nasty bronze palette. I don't know, bronzer. It's Revolution. It's like a cool color bronzer, but I like that it doesn't make me look super orange, which is kind of like what I've been into lately. It's like more, I think because summer's here. But anyways, back to work. Yeah, during those time periods, like the winter time, I've experienced and learned a lot already. I've got to help out, you know, like with the prep in the prep room. Our prep room is kind of different than like your average prep room, because prep rooms are usually where the embalming is done, but embalming at our location is done at a separate location. So there's people for that, literally, and they love the job. So they work at a different like location, but it's around the corner. So there's a whole other facility that handles just the embalming, and then they come to us, and you know, we do hair, makeup, and whatnot. So I've got to help out, you know, with hair and makeup. I've got to help get them dressed. I help, you know, change caskets. I do a lot of stuff. And I've gotten to learn things that I wouldn't just learn in a classroom by being hands-on in a funeral home. But like I said, I have classmates who work in family-owned, and I work in a corporate one, so they have a whole different experience than what I have, and it seems to be a little bit more like they learn more because their location does everything. They don't have people for everything the way a corporate funeral home does. Everything's kind of separated, and the funeral directors are just funeral directors. So there's a difference, which I realize a lot of people don't know that. Like, morticians can be either or I think that morticians are both. So like, I'm in a hybrid program to be an embalmer and funeral director, but at my location, a lot of people I work with are just, they can do both. They've gone to school for both, but they haven't done their cases for the embalming. They're just kind of funeral directors right now. So once you get started on directing and you're busy at a location, it's just kind of hard, you know, to do your cases done. I feel like I'm gonna be brutally honest. Like, I love my job and I love my career. Ooh, that scared me. It was my dog. It literally sounded like somebody walked through my front door. Yeah, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Like, I love my job. I love the career I'm in. However, I can see where being overworked or burnout can be a huge problem. Like, even just for me as a student, I feel like I've gone through already like maybe 2 different times, and one of them being this week, where I want nothing to do with, you know, I don't want to sound rude, but I want nothing to do with death or like learning about dead people, being around dead people. It's so weird. Like, you just have to take little breaks. And the crazy thing is, I'm not around it too much. I guess I am kind of stupid. But like this week I had car problems. Like, I literally didn't even notice that my front 2 tires were bald. Like, you can literally see like the wire, like threads, whatever. And so it's been parked. I had to order my tires because nowhere had them in stock. So I've been home, and luckily, like with my schooling, I have all the content to where I can do it at home. Technically, it's like they do it like if it's online school. I don't know. It's kind of irritating because I feel like I just pay to go in person to get attendance, and this week I have no attendance, and it counts towards my grade. Well, I'm not doing too hot, but with my car and everything, I just couldn't. Like, there's no way I could get to school. Like, I have to drive an hour to school and an hour home, and I was not going to risk having a blowout or, you know, having to call somebody to help me. So it forced me to take a break this week, and I think it came right on time because I'm in the 7th week of my 3rd term, and it's a, you know, I had midterms I think last week or the week before, so it's like closer to the end of this term. I think I have until like mid-June, you know, so it makes sense that I'm kind of getting tired of doing, you know, something Monday through Thursday, and then like any free time that I have, I'm doing homework or I'm at work, literally in a funeral home, you know, constantly doing it. And on my weekends, I have like maybe Saturday and Sundays, because I usually work Friday evenings or in the mornings, because that's the only day I can work all day. Well, besides, you know, Saturday and Sundays. So if there's a service that day, guess who's working at me? So it's kind of been hard to balance having a social life and get my schoolwork done, have everything turned in on time, and just be present in school and work in general. I'm gonna give y'all my lip combo, but don't tell anybody because I'm not that kind of girl where I don't share. I'm a girl's girl. But when it comes to lip combos, I hate when I go from a lip combo and all of a sudden it's not in stock anymore because it's trending on TikTok. But whatever. This is NYX, a darker mauve color. It's in Los Angeles, and I'm gonna wear a gloss today, or my Butter Bomb by Summer Fridays. What is up with the coloring? it like matches my skin tone perfectly, but it's the Summer Fridays Butter Bomb and Birthday Cake, so it has like a pearly sheen to it. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. I can definitely see how I'm gonna need, and I don't care what anybody says, whether I'm like a full-time employee or not, or like I haven't hit the real world yet, I can just already see where your mental health is really important going into this industry. Like, I've had experiences already where I'm at work and it could be something really tragic or really sad, and it doesn't really bother me at work, but it's because I didn't let it bother me at work. So when I get home, I'm like in my safe zone, and you know, kind of just like break down and cry. And it's not to sound weak, it's human. Like, I think it's good in this industry as well to be human and still show emotions. Like, I know when we're there, we're not supposed to, like, if we need to take a moment, we're supposed to step aside and not show it, you know, to family spaces if you feel like you're gonna cry, or like, you know, you can't handle something. However, I think that it's actually kind of weird if you work in this industry, no matter how long you've worked in it. I think it's weird if you do not have a reaction to sad shit. Genuinely, like, just straight up. If you don't have a reaction to sad shit, something is wrong with you. Like, that's not very, like, human nature, you know? Like, it's still good to be empathetic and to have feelings, you know? Obviously, don't get too involved in every single case that you are involved with. I'm gonna wear this diamond balm. It's like a body highlighter, face highlighter, in Rose Rave by Fenty. I'm not liking how this lighting is looking. Like, come on, G7X. You're the rave, you're what the girlies want, and you can't even fucking work right. Not me being ungrateful. This definitely took a lot longer than I expected it to, filming. And I feel like I did a whole bunch of talking and answering no questions. I probably will be doing another one very, very soon. I'm also getting a new laptop, I think like next week, so I'm gonna be able to edit a lot more, you know, not using my phone. And I think I'm gonna push out videos a little bit more than what I've been doing, because I think it's fun. I think YouTube is fun. I think having a hobby that kind of goes into play with like your daily life is fun. I like making videos, I like taking pictures, all of that. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush. I don't know if I'm gonna wear a lash or not. I didn't even put on any eyeliner either. I use this Epic liner. It's like a brown color, but it's like really busted. And I go over like my two little moles that I cover with makeup, and then I add one over here. Let's see if I want to wear lashes or not. What do you guys think? Am I serving? Okay, this is with the lash. No lash. She looks naked. My allergies have been bad, so when I wear anything on my eyes, it kind of gets irritated, especially like a thick lash strip. I'm gonna wear lashes. I feel like I've also been very hesitant to talk about a few things in this vlog because I don't know, like, what is too much to say, you know? Like, I don't want to give away too much private information. You know, I can keep things, you know, not very descriptive when it comes to like identities and stuff, which means it's what I'm gonna do anyways. If I were to talk about anything, I just feel like very hesitant because I don't want to say the wrong thing, and then I have like, you know, this internet trail of, I don't know, me talking like, and it be taken out of context, because at the end of the day I do have like everyone's best interests. I'm not going to be weird or like shady in any way, shape, or form. I'm just honest. But I want to talk more about like specific experiences, and I just don't know how to. I don't know what to allow. Like, I don't want my job or my school to like see that I'm making content and then start keeping a close eye on me, because I think that's so weird. I'm also not someone who like talks a lot at school, I guess you would say. I have been making friends though. In my first 2 terms, I had one friend. I mean, I have one friend still, but she doesn't go there anymore. She transferred, but I've been trying to socialize. And it's very hard, especially as an adult with a full schedule, and I'm already like very introverted, especially like in a classroom environment. I don't know. And there are a lot of interesting people that attend my escuela. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, I've been very hesitant. I don't know, I don't want to like cause harm to myself or like my career by saying something too early, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm just being a pussy or whatever you want to call it. But I think I am going to repost questions so I can have like something to go by the next time I do this. Okay, that's the look. See, now you can see more of my blush and stuff. I'm gonna let my eyelashes dry and then get dressed. Okay, this is what I'm wearing. I think I'm gonna put on a cardigan over it. I don't think I cannot. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure I can have my arms out, but I think it's a certain temperature. And yeah, very standard. I try to dress more like professional if it's like a, you know, a funeral or like a day service, but since it's just an evening visitation, I can kind of play it cool. So yeah, this is the final look. See, the lighting in here is so different. Like I can actually see my blush and stuff. Thank you for watching. I will be doing this more often, or at least trying to. Hopefully with my new laptop I can edit a little bit faster and push out videos for you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching.